Magis Day again, students. It's me, Miss Morales, and in this video, you will learn to multiply a monomial by a polynomial. Now, in multiplying a monomial by a polynomial, we just have to use the distributive property and then apply the steps in multiplying a monomial by a monomial. Alright, so we have here our first example of 4 times the quantity of 3x squared plus 4x minus 8. Now, in this case, 4 is the monomial and the quantity of 3x squared plus 4x minus 8 is obviously the polynomial. So we have to remember that we have to apply the distributive property, which means that we have to distribute the monomial 4 to each of the terms inside the parenthesis. And that will become 4 times 3x squared plus 4 times 4x minus 4 times 8. Okay, and from here, we are going to apply the steps in multiplying a monomial by a monomial. So we multiply the coefficients first, and if there are common variables, I mean variables, so we multiply them together by adding the exponents. But in this case, we cannot apply product rule, so we just have to do 4 times 3, 12, and then we copy the x squared, and then same with the second term, no, 4 times 4x, so that's 16x, and then negative 4 times 8, negative 32. So that will be our final answer. All right, now we proceed with our second example. Okay, so this is obviously a monomial times a binomial. So in this case, we have to again distribute the monomial 6pq to each of the terms inside the parenthesis. Okay, and this will become 6pq times 2p plus 6pq times negative q. And notice that in this case, we can already apply product rule. Since we have here, for this one, we have here like bases P, no, or common base P. And for this one, we also have a common base of Q. Okay. Now, remember, in multiplying a monomial times a monomial, so we have to multiply the two coefficients. So you have there 6 times 2, and then we get the p from the first monomial and the p from the second monomial. And then we copy q, okay, since it doesn't have a partner. And then we proceed with the second pair of monomials. So we have here 6 times negative 1. Take note, huh? You don't see here any coefficient, but there is an imaginary negative 1. Okay, so you have here negative 1 times 6. All right. And then we get the p from the first monomial, and then we copy the q. We get also the q from the first monomial and the um, q from the second monomial. All right. Now we proceed with simplifying. We multiply and we apply the product rule. So we have 6 times 2 is 12. P times P is P squared. And we copy Q. And then we have here negative 1 times 6 is negative 6. So there's no need for us to write the plus anymore, because take note, negative times positive is negative. So we will put here minus, okay, or negative 6. And then P, we copy P. And then Q times Q is Q squared. All right. So now we have here the simplified form um, of 6pq times the quantity of 2p minus q, which is 12p squared q minus 6pq squared. All right. And we have here our third example. And again, it involves fraction. Okay, so we have 1 half x squared y times the quantity of 6xy plus 8x squared y squared. Now, in this case, again, we have to distribute the monomial, which is outside the parenthesis, to the terms, to each of the terms inside the parenthesis. Okay, and we have here 1 half x, the quantity of 1 half x squared y times 6xy. I hope no, you will, in this case, you will acknowledge the significance of parenthesis, because if you don't put this in a parenthesis, you might get the wrong answer. So you really have to make use of the parenthesis for grouping purposes. All right. So again, we distribute the 1 half x squared y to each of the terms inside the parenthesis. Okay, and then we apply the steps in multiplying a monomial by a monomial. So we have here 1 half times 6. So where is 1 half? Where did we get 1 half? This is actually the coefficient of the first monomial. I'm still referring to this, we're still working with this two pairs of monomials, and then we do this later. So you have here 1 half and then 6. 1 half times 6. Don't forget to multiply. Okay, multiply, not add. And then we get the x squared from the first monomial. And since we also have x here, we write it together with x squared. And then we have y here from the first monomial. And we also write it together with the y from the second monomial. So this is how it will look like. All right. Now, since we're done with the first two pairs of monomial, we will proceed with the second pair of monomials. This one. So again, we write together the coefficients 1 half and 8, and then we get the x squared from the first monomial. Okay, we write it together with the x squared from the second monomial, and same goes with y. So we write together, we group together those variables, those bases that are alike. Okay, and then we multiply. So we have 1 half times 6. So that's basically 3. Why 3? Because 1 times 6 is 6. You divide it with 2, and then you'll get 3. And then x squared times x, take note, there's an imaginary 1 in here. So that's x to the power of 3. And then there's an imaginary 1 in here again. So that's y to the power of 1 plus 1. And so that's 2, y squared. Plus, we now deal with this one. Okay, so 8 times 1 is 8 divided by 2, that is 4. So we have here 4, x to the power of 4, y to the power of 3. All right. Okay, next example. All right, so now it's time for you to practice. And I have here two items that you can work on individually. And please check the comment section later after you answer, as I will be posting the correct answer there. That ends my discussion for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have learned how to multiply a monomial by a polynomial. See you in my next video.